G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the south side of the map, it is Puppy Paw who plays as the Blue Russ player. On the opposite side of the map, playing in the red, it is the one, the only, it is the big bad Don. Don Artie is here. It is a fan favorite. Don Artie, one of the best players in Age of Empires 4 right now. You guys will be familiar with him from his antics in Age of Empires 3. He is infamous for all that kind of crazy stuff that you would just always expect out of him. If it's stupid, then you know Don is doing it. So what kind of shenanigans is Don going to be getting up to today? Is he going to be able to come out on top in this game? Or is it going to be a potential victory? We'll take a look over on the other side because he's up against Puppy Paw, a very strong contender. And interesting to note, Puppy Paw not going for an early hunting cabin. This is quite curious. Now, this is one of the first games that we've ever seen Puppy Paw doing this. Now, I don't think I've seen any other player ever do this before. Definitely not Don Artie, that is for sure. Don, he's creative, but I don't know if he's that kind of creative. He's a bit... I don't know how I feel about it, but I'm curious to see how Puppy Paw actually goes into this because not going for a hunting cabin in the first age, it actually makes a lot of sense when you think about it, right? Because what are you doing with that hunting cabin? You mean, you put it down on the tree, you're getting a little nice gold trickle. Sure, it's nice, but you make your first scout out of your town center. You can see we've got 2 scouts out. And then what? Like, okay, maybe you add in a third scout, maybe a 4th scout. It's going to delay your age up, okay? But then in addition to that, you know, you've got those extra scouts, but are they really doing anything else? Are they really doing that much more? Like, sure, they could be over on the enemy side of the map, that sort of thing. Like, they'd probably be out right now, so there is the potential to go and snipe down some of these deer, but as you can see, all of the deer patches are already taken out. So what is the effective value of you dropping that down? And I would argue that it's very, very low. And as a result, we see Puppy Paw here being a bit of a pioneer in this regard and actually looking to go for a no hunting cabin build order. Nice little start from him. But we'll take a look at how Don is doing. The big bad Don up towards the north. You can see he's going for a very aggressive opening here. 2 villages on the gold. This is a classic build. I feel like I'm watching Don Artie playing in the very first week of the alpha right now because this is literally as bare bones as it comes. Essentially, what is happening? Don sent out 2 villages over to the gold. He's looking to get up maximum amount of gold of 200 as quickly as possible, and then all the rest of the villages underneath the town center gathering up that. He's not messing around with the wood line. He's not messing around with the mill behind the TC. He's not dropping down a barracks and doing some, you know, annoying little shenanigans in the early stages of the game. Where he's dropping down farms or he's, you know, looking to harass his enemy. He's just playing, very simple. No double scout as well, just a single scout against the Russ as well. Dangerous, Don, dangerous. Let's see over on the other side of the map, though, how Puppy Paw is doing because he's gone for a golden gate. And this is a very early age up, I will say. I do like the way that Puppy Paw is looking to play this out. Also got the wooden fortress coming down on the wood line here. And so the question is, what is Puppy Paw's option after this? Does he look to go into a more economic play style? Does he look to play it into a castle age, which would probably be your expectation in a matchup like this, but going up against the English, especially an early aging English in this scenario, keep in mind, we're very early. A lot of people aren't even going to be putting down their landmarks at this stage, and Puppy Paw hasn't scouted anything of his opponent. He doesn't know, you know, because the English player could have opened men at arms, obviously didn't because he would know about it because there'd be, you know, units looking to come in onto the wood line. It'd be terrible against the Russ to open men at arms, by the way. Don't do it, kids. But I think that there still leaves a lot of questions. And now we can see, you know, Don, he's got 2 villages tapping away on his landmark. He is actually adding farms in. Puppy Paw going to do a bit of scouting, but doesn't actually see the age up. And now Puppy Paw coming in very early age up here. What does he look to do with this? We'll take a look at Puppy Paw's base. All the villagers going to be working in on wood. And now Puppy Paw actually going to be purchasing, look at that, Puppy Paw purchasing some stone. So he's actually going to go for a second town center. And geez, this is a quick town center. Wow. Is this going to be a world record second town center? I think this actually might be. So this is very, very interesting. And this is why he skipped that hunting cabin, because as I mentioned, you know, if you make that hunting cabin, if you get that hunting cabin out, if you are getting scouts out from that hunting cabin, it's delaying your age up, right? Because you're spending 140 food on those 2 scouts. And as a result, in this scenario, we just see Puppy Paw going absolutely ham on the wood. He's got the wooden fortress already down. You know, technically he could have enough for enough wood, but the question is whether he's going going to have the Golden Gate, but I genuinely think this is a crazy strong build order. The main difference from Don is that we've seen Don go for a little bit more greed behind this. So normally you would see players look to try and do a bit of an early punishment, but Don going to be struggling in this scenario to do any work against this. Don now aging up 455, but Puppy Paw going to have the resources drop down the second town center already. It's already going down towards the hunt. Look at this. It is so nice and safe, tucked away. This is before 5 minutes he gets that town center down. This is insanity how quick this is. I can't believe this. This is such an innovative move. Such an innovative... I can't believe this. Oh my god. The 450 town center. How innovative. So insane. Wow. I've never thought of that before. No one has ever thought of that before. That is incredible stuff coming out from him. Don Artie on the other side though. We'll take a look at him. For anybody wondering right now, we've got Don Artie in the chat, and he's being a bit of a memer. So for anybody wondering, Don actually came up with this build order, I believe, and Puppy Paw has taken it, or has rather looked to emulate it. So I'm just giving him a little bit of shit at the moment, but I gotta be honest, this build order, it's pretty next level. Second town center going to be safely sitting at the back here. This is going to be very difficult to challenge as an English player, just because there is the potential threat that you're going to get surrounded from this angle. I wouldn't be surprised to see Don look to try and punish it, but we'll see how he plays it out. He is in that second age now, and we can see he's rallying towards that direction. At the same time, it is a bit far away. Now, the question is, how does Don look to punish this? He's playing as the English. He's going up against the Rus. In this scenario, typically you would expect some form of aggression. If you're looking at this from an objective perspective, and I love that little rhyme, objective perspective. If you're looking at this from an objective perspective, what would you say? You'd say, okay, rock, paper, scissors. What is my rock? My rock, that's booming. What is my scissors? Well, scissors beats rock, so rushing beats booming. And then what is my paper? That is going to be turtling. That's where I play defensive, quote unquote, with outposts, or just, try and be a little bit more defensive, maybe drop a keep, don't move too far out of my base, that sort of thing. And so you would expect the natural response from Don Artie here would be that he would be looking to apply pressure, he'd be looking to rush, he'd be looking to do damage quickly, he'd be looking to do damage in the early game. Whether that means he tries to get out a ram, however he looks to play it. But the difficult thing that he's going to be up against is the fact that the Rus player has avoided going for that hunting cabin, meaning that they've taken that extra 100 wood and reinvested it. And now, because of that, they've got that added tempo. That extra Rus tempo is now starting to kick in. And it means that we've already got units beginning to come out. We're at 7 minutes right now, and you can see that our Rus player is already starting to mass up archers. And this is the concerning thing, because now the Rus player, able to go for that double town center, could potentially even go into double broadaxe here. This could be massive. And then basically just does the Guz build. You guys are all familiar with the Guz build. It's where you head out onto the map, you take the boar, and behind it you get wheelbarrow. Behind it you look to try and take, because he doesn't have the hunting cabin, he can't get wheelbarrow. That's an interesting point though, maybe a little bit of an interesting fact there. He's not going to be able to get that wheelbarrow in, but now we see a wooden fortress coming up from Puppy Paw. He knows that there's going to be pressure. He can see, spots out the longbowman. He knows that there's a threat of potential damage going to be done here in this scenario. Drops down the wooden fortress, and Don's still continuing to struggle. We can see units beginning to trickle down across the map in this scenario, and now Don going to be looking to focus down that wooden fortress. Wooden fortress going to be looking to get the arrow slits coming in shortly, I suspect. But you can see the macro from Puppy Paw so tight behind this double archery range. Single stable, hasn't made anything with the stable. I'm curious whether Don has seen this. I think there's a large element of mind games with regard to stables, especially if you put them where your enemy can see them. Because as soon as you drop down a stable, your enemy's like, ooh, a stable. I have to make spears now. What if he's making knights and I don't know about it? What if he's making horsemen? He could kill me. And so as a result, that would force out of Don spearmen. Now, obviously, we don't see Don going for any spearmen at this point because he hasn't actually scouted that. Either that or just because he's so confident, he's so cocky, he thinks he can get away with not having any spearmen. What a crazy kind of guy. You can see that scout looking to push in, trying to find a bit more information. Not going to be successful. Don really struggling at this point to punish. Still yet to get that siege engineering. He's looked to come in from an angle, but now going to be working his way out, and Puppy Paw going to be extending out these little houses. You can see he's struggling to gather up these resources, but keep in mind they are buffed after the recent update. The recent update where villagers are now able to carry 25 food, and as a result it means they're going to be walking back and forth less. So it means that this is actually very effective to gather up. This is a-okay. Keep doing this, Puppy Paw. Honestly, I'm not even trolling, I'm not even capping. That is perfectly fine. A little bit of a stock take at the moment reveals Puppy Paw sitting on 41 villagers. Don Artie on the other side sitting on 33. So already a bit of a lead beginning to build now for Puppy Paw. Don Artie going to begin to push in at this point in time. But you can see the forces from Puppy Paw. Significant. Actually quite decent. Don Artie sitting on 18 longbowmen, 20 archers coming out for Puppy Paw. He's also got the knight in there, which is going to be able to soak up, tank up a little bit more damage. And the question is at this point in time, is Don going to be able to apply that pressure? I think Don realizes that even if he goes for this, he's not going to be able to do it. Why isn't he going to be able to do it? Because the timing from Puppy Paw, it's just too tight. It's too difficult to go up against, because even if Don looks to come in, drops a battering ram, villagers focus the battering ram, and the archers just push up over on the longbows, and now Don's in a very difficult spot, and we can see that now. He's going to have to look to try and stand and fight, because the archers begin to push up. They're going to start focusing down the longbows, doing a great job. Attack move coming in very handy here. You can see the health from Don's longbows slowly but steadily going down. Don manages to find a good little spot there. And now going to be forcing back the rest of the archers. 16 archers against the longbowmen. We've got 18 longbowmen that are coming in. And now Don working towards that siege engineering. So going to be attempting to do some sort of action down towards the south side. Now, all of the hunt has run out in this position. So we're going to see that behind this, we've got Puppy Paw that is moving up towards this northern position and looking to take up on this hunt. Keep in mind, I don't think he's got Wheelbarrow at this point in time. So this is going to be his first hunting cabin that comes in, and he could look to get Wheelbarrow here, but you can see the macro coming out from Puppy Paw. So tight, so perfect from Puppy Paw at this point. Blacksmith going to be coming down. I do apologize. I was going to say Market coming down, but it's going to be the Blacksmith that comes down. And now Puppy Paw looks to continue moving out onto the map. Now, keep in mind, at this point in time, he does have access to the boars that he could look to take. He's also got berries. We are playing on Lipany. Lipany is known for its large amount of berries, despite this being a desert biome. I think this is Gobi Desert, the biome. So it looks very Australian outback. But Don now going to start building up on that outpost push, that outpost crawl that we always see out of these English players. But I really start to feel like the window is closing for him. Now, Don in this scenario, he's got a couple of options. Option number one, he can look to go castle in this position and look to try and get up to the castle age ahead of his enemy, go up with the King's Palace and take relics. That's going to be one of his options. Number two is that he looks to commit to the second age. But if he does that, he's on a timer. So he's going to need some very effective trades. He's going to need to make sure he's always fighting underneath his outpost, get those arrow slits in. And we can see that Don's still yet to actually gather up any stone in this scenario. Ideally, you're going to see 2 villagers out on stone, just looking to gather up the stone required for arrow slits. But now a knight going to be coming in towards Don's base. Villagers actually turning their attention towards it. A spearman going to be in here as well. Villager going to be careful. That's the second villager that does go down. Don not actually pulling it back. Third villager almost going down in that scenario as well. We can see 1-2 bodies there on the ground. But a nice little trade there for Puppy Paw. He begins to build up that lead even further. He's got villagers on the back line here. Keep in mind that wooden fortress going to be extending out. Actually doesn't extend out all the way to this second town center. So you've got to be careful in this scenario. Scout gets picked off. And now Don looking to put himself into a position where he can potentially take out this game. Ideally, he wants to be going for this second town center and getting rid of it. But keep in mind, Don is the kind of guy, he's very happy just taking out villagers if the option dares to show itself. And now we see a villager going down in that scenario. And Don looking to pick up another villager, and indeed he does. So 2 villagers there going to Don. You can see one sitting behind that town center. Unfortunately, lost its life in what appears to be... I think he got shot through the window and he died, fell down. I'm pretty confident that's what happened in that scenario. But now Don going to be dropping down that battering ram behind it. Still, we don't see arrow slits coming out from either player at this point in time. Wooden Fortress down towards the south, yet to get it. Wooden Fortress at home, yet to get it. And we see Puppy Paw struggling at this point in time to actually add in any more or any additional units. He's housed right now, but he is quite far ahead of Don with regard to his position. 40 and 46 versus 59 and 48. So Don slowly but steadily losing that villager count. But now we've got that next outpost coming up. Where are those arrow slits? Are those arrow slits coming in? Don not even really thinking about arrow slits at this point in time. One of the things we do see out of players like De Muslim is this sort of play at arrow slits. But now you can see this is the consequence of Don looking to commit to this second age. There's a big ball of archers in this position. Just a handful of horsemen going to be coming out as well. But that's all you need to force your enemy to make spears. Now, at this point in time, what is the appropriate response for Don? In my opinion, there's really one response, and that is men-at-arms. I think a men-at-arms switch right now could be very, very strong. So we'll look to see how Don plays it, whether he goes into men-at-arms, whether he keeps making this composition. It doesn't look like it at this point. The men-at-arms switch can be very, very difficult to deal with. But keep in mind, there are a lot of archers now beginning to come out for his opponent. 6 damage in total compared to the men-at-arms, which would potentially have 4 armor. So it would give them 2 damage a pop, which would mean they would get 1 shot. Actually, I don't know how much health a men-at-arms has, but there's 50 archers archers right now for Puppy Paw. That's a lot of archers. And I don't actually know how to deal with that. That is a serious amount of archers. You can see all the archery ranges just producing non-stop. He's working through this this forest in this position, and he's done a great job to get through it. But now it looks like Don going to get caught out of position. We enter into the cinematic mode as Don tries to fight on for his life. Spears moving forward, chasing away a couple of those cavalry units, but now the cavalry unit's going to begin turning away. And now Don starts moving back towards that outpost. No arrow slits coming in just yet at this point in time, but outnumbered a huge amount by these archers, and such a smart move from Puppy Paw, looking to push his advantage at this point in time. Great attack move coming in, continuing to try and keep up with the Kardashians. Don is a Kardashian, married to Courtney. You guys will know their highly publicized relationship is something that Don likes to keep secret, but I'll be revealing it today. But now Puppy Paw looks to try and take out a little bit more of the damage. You can see that Don has almost given up at this point at shooting and scooting. He's trying his best to do it. A nice little movement speed boost right there, but at the same time, that outpost is going to get cancelled. At least, yeah, it was an outpost that does get cancelled, and Puppy Paw definitely looks to take the lead in this scenario. We can see the score is built up for him in this situation, and now we'll take a look at the villager count and see where it's at. Villager count 70 and 55 versus Don, who's on 47 and 23. And now I've got to start asking the question, you know, is this the counter? Is this the counter to the English? I mean, we've seen the English slowly but steadily rise up the ranks, and now all of a sudden you've got these crazy build orders coming out from the Rus player, where you're dropping down a town center before 5 minutes. It is crazy to think that this is how fast town centers are starting to come out from these players up against the English, because the English notoriously are a civilization that likes to get aggressive right, you know, about 10 minutes is when they like to push, and that's exactly where Don did it. Don going to be losing a few villagers now. They all managed to jump inside. Archer's going to be overextending. You've got to be careful. Starting to look like a little bit like a seatbelt in a McDonald's drive-thru. And now all of a sudden those archers are going to be really turning their attention towards those longbows, and he almost goes for a kill at this point in time. He does have the potential. Horseman going to be coming in. At the same time, back behind here, we hear the boar, not the boar, that's the wolf rather, getting in on the action, and now those archers continuing to funnel in at this point in time. Look at the reinforcements coming in for Puppy Paw. He smells blood in the water, and he is looking to push through, but now Don switches into the men-at-arms. Men-at-arms only Vanguard at this point, so they're going to get one shot by, I think it's going to be 50... yeah, you need 50 archers to actually one-shot these men-at-arms, but just taking out the villagers. Look at Puppy Paw being so sneaky. He doesn't care about the military units. That's fine. He just wants to continue building up that villager lead. Now we see Textiles coming through. He's not going to be one-shotting those villagers anymore. That wolf still doing work back here. Oh, speaking of dead villagers, look at what we got back here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no. Oh, don't do him like that. Oh, my lord. Warwick the wolf always doing so much work here, and now going to be picking up more and more villagers. You can see he's just... Have you guys seen that Australian man, the meme on YouTube? He's like, the dog came up to me and was like... like that. That is a little bit of an Australian icon right there, but... Don now managing to clean up this attack towards the back, but at what cost? He's on 64 population at this point in time, 41 villagers, 24 military. And now begs the question, are we beginning to see a new Rus meta build? We saw it earlier, where they would go for a boar, but now, potentially, against this dangerous English matchup, do we potentially see a different opening? Do we potentially see the rise of the second town center? Is there going to be any way that the English can even stop this? Because, in my opinion, Don did everything right. Don did every single thing right in this scenario. But the economy from Puppy Paw was so quick, so damn quick to catch up to where Don's was at. Despite dropping that second town center, it all just comes down to the fact he was able to age up quickly with the Golden Gate. He's able to get the town center out before 5 minutes, and as a result, he's able to get out more units quickly. He's able to transition into it, and he only drops the hunting cabin when he actually doesn't even research wheelbarrow. Doesn't even need wheelbarrow at this point. He is not even concerned about wheelbarrow at this point in time. That is impressive stuff coming out from Puppy Paw. He really just neglects his economy. You can see not a single upgrade coming out from Puppy Paw. He is just all in with regard to the way that he's playing at the moment. 87 villages for him. But going to be dropping down a whole bunch of farms in the base. We'll take a look. He does still have options for berries, but obviously wants to go a little bit safer. Back towards Don's base. Now, I guess one of the things for Don was he did look to drop farms first. He was dropping those in the first stage. He only had 2 vills tapping up on the council hall. So there is the potential, you know, I'm thinking like maybe, 3 or 4 vills on this landmark. Don't build this. But then, even then, you know, to be honest, like... remember we talked about that rock, paper, scissors in the beginning of the game. You know, Turtle should beat a Rush, Rush should beat a Boom, Boom should beat a Turtle. All that kind of thing. But now Don in the middle of the map. I mean, we'll get back to that discussion in a little bit because the Men-at-Arms going to be meeting up in the center here, trying to take out those horsemen. Doing a pretty decent job, the Longbows do. But now the Men-at-Arms really going to be struggling. They've got 120 health. We'll take a look at how the archers do. And you can see Puppy Paw, the way he's kiting away from the Men-at-Arms. Very, very smart move. We enter into the stealth forest right now as the Men-at-Arms continue battering away at those at all of those units, but still Don losing so many units in this scenario. All the longbowmen going to be going down. Archers doing their best to try and hold on, try and keep themselves above, their heads above water. And indeed, some of them do, but now the Men-at-Arms slowly working on them. We hear more attacks happening in Don's base at the same time. And back towards the middle of the map now, the longbows going to be struggling as their numbers begin to dwindle, and Puppy Paw continuing to build up that lead, continuing to sink more and more resources into this fight. You can see the resources he's got in the bank. 47 villagers at the moment on wood, doing a great job in this scenario. But yeah, I guess at this point, like, because up until here, Don has done everything right. You know, a Boom should be beaten by a Rush. And 2 town centers is definitely a Boom. And what Don did was definitely a Rush. But there were so many units that came out for Puppy Paw that Don's Rush was completely just overwhelmed by the units that Puppy Paw had. So it really starts to beg the question, you know, how strong is this? Is it this landmark in particular, the Golden Gate? You know, do they just change the Golden Gate so that it's not instead of giving 150 stone, it gives 135 stone? You know, something like that. And then at least forces you to mine. You know, maybe then you just see 3 villagers moving out to the stone mine, that sort of thing, to get the fast town center in. That maybe that's the difference. I'm not sure exactly how you go about balancing it, but it definitely seems like Rus at this point in time in a very strong position that's almost uncontested. We hear the boar going to be going down. Puppy Paw manages to clean it up. He's got 17 villagers out here that look to try and take that boar out, and indeed they did. Wooden Fortress going to be coming down now. There's no berries in the surrounding area. I guess these are probably the closest berries he's got access to. But Puppy Paw got to be careful. He's getting his upgrades in right now. He's stacking up a lot of resources behind this. I think Don might have actually found a potential window that has opened. But now Knight's going to be coming out, looking to deal with the Men-at-Arms in the second age. Village is actually going to be going down. Don looking to focus those down. And now more and more archers coming out and looking to take down all the longbows from his opponent. Men-at-Arms doing a great job of cleaning up the Knights, but more Knights going to be reinforcing. Keep in mind, he's got the reinforcements close to his base here in this position. And as a result, he's going to be able to clean up these forces. But look at how much damage those Men-at-Arms are doing. They're still just staying alive right now. I feel like we're seeing in the Bee Gees at this point, just because these Men-at-Arms don't die. These Men-at-Arms have got so much damn health on them, but you can see they do manage to get cleaned up in the end. It's a slow death. It's a painful death. It's a methodical one. But eventually they do go down. And now we're going to spot that Puppy Paw is gathering up a lot of gold behind this. So he could be thinking about Castle Age. He's obviously thought well and truly about his upgrades. Still no wheelbarrow, though. Not a fan of wheelbarrow. Doesn't like the wheelbarrow. I wonder what the thought process is behind not getting wheelbarrow, because he did actually get horticulture. Just didn't opt for wheelbarrow. So I'd love to pick his brain and understand a little bit more about that. But we'll head back towards the base of Don, because Don now going to be struggling. 54 villagers for Don, 20 military compared to his opponent, who's on, oh my lord, 101 villagers for Puppy Paw at this point in time. Don really struggling now with regard to economy. The only thing that he's got is himself in the game with are these Men-at-Arms. The Men-at-Arms are going to be able to try and hold on, but look at the micro coming out from Puppy Paw. Impressive stuff. And that single Knight going to be able to charge through, going to be able to provide a pretty decent screen if it needs to for the archers. And now Don will have a look at how his base is doing. He's got a lot of villagers looking to get onto those mills, but at the same time his villager count's starting to dwindle, and now villagers moving up to drop down an outpost. Everybody in this position looking pretty happy. I think from Puppy Paw's spot, I don't think there's too much that he can be worried about. He's managed to do a great job so far of just holding off all the pressure. It did start to look a little bit concerning, but he never really lost his mass. And as a result, Don was never able to push underneath the second town center, never even able to push underneath the first one. And we see more farms coming down. Interesting farm placement coming out from Puppy Paw in this scenario as well. Still no wheelbarrow, though. Still no wheelbarrow. It would really help, you know, with these kind of farms that are double stacked, even some of them almost triple stacked. Actually, no, there's no triple stacked farms. It would help out a huge amount for him to be able to have that wheelbarrow, because it means that you're going to be doing less trips back and forth. But back up towards Don Artie's base, more Knights going to be coming to run in. Some villagers from the gold mine are fortunate enough to be evacuated. The ones on the farms not so fortunate. And now more villagers going to be moving out. You can see the Knights going to be looking to clean them up. Where is Don's military? There it is. The Men-at-Arms going to be moving in, and Don going to the third age. The right decision from Don. Is this going to be the way that he looks to get himself back into the game? Going for the King's Palace on the front line. Curious spot, Don, considering you're playing up against a guy who's quite aggressive. He could look to punish this. I don't think we've got Siege Engineering coming out just yet. No, we don't. But who knows what happens. I suspect Puppy Paw going to be looking to get up very quickly behind this. Only now are we actually getting the +1 melee upgrades from Puppy Paw. But those Knights managing to escape, going to be coming back in for seconds, it seems. And Longbow's on the front line. There are a lot of units out for Puppy Paw at this point. Don going to be able to get into the second age, or the third age, rather. But is it going to help him in this scenario? Villager's going to be diving inside that town center. It's going to be able to fire off some arrows. Keep in mind, he's playing the English. English get those extra arrows when they're firing out. You can see that damage coming out like a shotgun now. But Villager's going to be going down. Longbowman making it back towards the town center. Everybody heading back at this point in time. And that town center going to begin firing down upon that early Knight, trying its best to take it out. But there's a lot of damage that's going to be coming out from Puppy Paw in this scenario. And Don really struggling to keep his head above water. And now we see the correct tech switch from Don Artie. He is going Chad Armor as well as Men-at-Arms of Eliteness. Actually, they're just normal Men-at-Arms. They're not elite Men-at-Arms, because that would be Imperial Age. Puppy Paw now going to be looking to get up to that next stage. We do see Arrow Slit's going to be coming through up towards the north. And now it looks like the landmark going to be going down for Puppy Paw outside his base, the middle of his base almost. And a huge base is started to build. I mean, look at the farming economy that he's got in here. A huge amount of farms. How many farms do we actually have down for Puppy Paw? 40 farms down at this point in time. That is a lot of farms. So that transition is pretty much complete at this point. You can see he's still quite heavily on food at this point in the game. And now beginning to add more infrastructure. So we'll take a look at his infrastructure total. He's on 8 archery ranges, 5 stables. So he is not messing about. And now those armor chads going to be coming out of the boxes. You can see they got the 5 armor on them now, but it'll be going up to 7. And indeed, it does go up to 7. He is going to be able to take out a lot of hits here. These guys barely going to get scratched. And now Don coming in for a death push. Is this it? Is this where Don actually manages to come out victorious in this scenario? He's got longbows behind, but you can see they're barely scratching targets. A large mass of Knights beginning to build now for Puppy Paw. Men-at-Arms managing to make good connections on the front. Starting to look a little bit like a Craigslist with the amount of connections that we're having in here. And all of a sudden, the Knights are going to be coming in from the back line. All of the archers managing to come in and funnel the men-at-arms in, doing a great job. Now, they're just tickling them at this point. They're only doing 6 damage compared to the 7 armor, so technically they should be healing them at this point in time, but they are not going to be doing that. Also, we see the Knights just doing such a great job of cleaning up. Puppy Paw's upgrade's going to be coming through now. We can see veteran archers as well as veteran Knights, or just normal Knights coming through, and Puppy Paw manages to keep himself head above water, and it's not even close with regard to that hold. Don definitely going to be scratching his head and wondering what he needs to do. Probably going to have to be heading back to the drawing board after that one, because it seems like Puppy Paw has drawn up a strategy that Don not going to be able to deal with, and now Siege Engineering has come out, and battering rams seem to be the name of the game in this scenario, and Don really going to be struggling. But we'll take a look at how Don is doing back in his base. Crossbows coming out, men-at-arms coming out. He's going to be looking to try and hold on in this position. I do like the men-at-arm mass that he's beginning to build. He needs enough crossbows to one-shot. It's going to be really key one-shotting those Knights. I don't actually know what the threshold is to one-shot these Knights. You can see they got 5 armor, 230 health. So how much effective health does that work out to? When a crossbow's got... The crossbow's got 22 damage, so it does 17 damage a shot. So that would mean that you would need, what, about 13, 14 crossbows to actually take these bad boys out? I'm going to go with 14 crossbows in this scenario. But Don, at the moment, we'll take a look at how many units he's sitting on. He's got 4 crossbows out. It's not going to be a lot. Don trying to hold on. You can see those Knights doing a great job of just screening. Archers going to be coming in. Veteran archers now. They've got that 8 damage. Going to be looking to take out those crossbows very effectively. They do a great job. And now Don going to be holding on. Battering rams working their magic towards the front here. And the huge mass coming out from Puppy Paw in this scenario. Don really going to be struggling to keep his head above water in this situation. Men-at-Arms fighting up against those Knights, just struggling. You can see they've got... How much damage do those Men-at-Arms have? 12 damage. But going up against the 5 armor, it means they're going to be just doing 7 damage. Barely scratching the horses of the Knights that look to attack them. And indeed, that King's Palace is going to be burning to the ground. And good night, sweet prince. He does go down. And Don Artie's landmark has been destroyed. The second landmark going to be coming down now. Don going to be under pressure, and Don taps out. Good game gets called, and Puppy Paw is victorious. And it really goes to show when you are ingenuitive, when you are creative, when you are just coming out of the blocks with these big bad strategies, you can do anything, kids. So great playing Puppy Paw. Check out both of these guys on Twitch. I'll leave a link in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.